What if I told you that one of the most significant thefts in Canadian history didn't involve a single alarm being triggered, or that right now someone is stealing something most of us walk on every day without a second thought? Welcome to Beneath the Surface, where we explore the fascinating world of blue-collar crimes that made headlines but probably escaped your attention. These aren't glamorous heists from Hollywood movies. These are ordinary people who saw opportunity in the mundane and exploited it in extraordinary ways. By the end of this video, you'll discover how one seemingly insignificant grain connects four of our cases in ways you'd never expect. But first, let's dive into crimes hiding in plain sight. Blue-collar crimes often happen right under our noses, committed by everyday workers who exploit their positions and knowledge of systems. These aren't sophisticated cyber attacks. They're opportunistic acts that expose surprising vulnerabilities in industries we rely on daily. Case 1. The Great Maple Syrup Heist. In Quebec, Canada, maple syrup isn't just a breakfast condiment, it's liquid gold. The province produces over 70% of the world's supply, and the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers maintains a strategic reserve that helps control global prices. Between 2011 and 2012, thieves quietly replaced nearly 3,000 tons of maple syrup, worth $18 million, with water. By the time authorities discovered the theft, 16,000 barrels had been compromised. The operation was brilliantly simple. Thieves rented another part of the same warehouse, and during nights and weekends, they would siphon syrup from Federation barrels, replace it with water, and transport the stolen syrup for resale. The investigation led to over 20 arrests. The mastermind, Richard Valliere, was sentenced to 8 years in prison and fined $9.4 million. Case 2. The Silent Sand Bandits. Sand is the second most consumed natural resource on Earth after water. It's essential for construction, glass manufacturing, and electronics. The specific type needed for construction is increasingly scarce. In India, sand mafias operate with shocking impunity. In Tamil Nadu, workers systematically extracted sand from the Pala River basin for years. Using simple equipment and operating at night, they removed an estimated 50,000 tons of sand, causing devastating environmental damage including riverbank erosion and destroyed habitats. In 2018, authorities arrested 12 individuals who had been transporting sand under the guise of legitimate construction businesses. The environmental damage will take decades to recover. The sand theft also caused local wells to dry up, forcing villagers to rely on water deliveries. Remember this connection. Sand, specifically silica, is our first clue. Case 3. The Delivery Disappearance Scheme. In Bengaluru, India, an IT firm lost approximately Rs23 crore, about $3 million, over 8 months through a sophisticated package theft operation. Delivery workers discovered a flaw in the company's logistics system. When high-value electronics were designated for delivery, workers would manipulate the tracking system to mark packages as delivered while actually diverting them to accomplices. The scheme unraveled when a customer service audit revealed patterns in failed deliveries. 8 delivery workers were arrested, but less than half of the stolen merchandise was recovered. Many electronic components had been disassembled and sold for parts, including silicon microchips. There's our second grainy connection. Case 4. The Payroll Phantom. In Noida, India, a mid-level HR employee at an e-commerce company created phantom employees in the payroll system and diverted Rs57 lakh, approximately $76,000, over 14 months. The scheme was deceptively simple. The employee created legitimate-looking personnel files for non-existent workers, complete with documentation. These ghost employees received regular paychecks that went directly to accounts controlled by the fraudster. The fraud was only discovered during a tax audit when discrepancies between payroll records and tax documents came to light. The employee was arrested in 2019, and the case prompted many companies to implement more rigorous verification procedures. Case 5. Construction Sabotage. In 2017, a major infrastructure project in Mumbai experienced mysterious equipment failures and structural issues that caused months of delays and millions in damage. Investigators discovered that disgruntled workers had systematically sabotaged the project. Rather than engaging in traditional labor activism, they chose to weaken concrete mixtures, damage equipment, and compromise structural elements in ways difficult to detect immediately. 7 workers were eventually identified and faced charges. The case highlighted the vulnerability of construction projects to insider threats and led to improved worker grievance procedures. Our third grainy connection? The weakened concrete contained improper ratios of sand and cement, crucial evidence during the investigation. Case 6. Retail inventory manipulation. In a major retail chain across Maharashtra, India, employees devised a system to steal products by manipulating inventory records between 2016 and 2018. They exploited a gap in the inventory control system during product transfers between stores. Items would be marked as transferred, but never arrive at their destination, instead being diverted for resale on the black market. The operation targeted high-value electronics and luxury goods. Over 2 years, total losses exceeded Rs 1.2 crore, approximately $160,000. The fraud was discovered when a new inventory management system required photographic verification of transfers. 15 employees were implicated, including 2 managers. Case 7. E-commerce delivery fraud. In 2020, a network of delivery workers for a major e-commerce platform in Delhi developed a scheme to inflate their earnings by falsifying delivery records. Workers would accept multiple delivery assignments, but instead of completing them, they used GPS spoofing applications to make it appear they were at delivery locations. They would then mark deliveries as attempted while never actually making the trip. The scheme collapsed when data analysts noticed statistical anomalies in delivery patterns. In total, 23 delivery workers had defrauded the company of approximately Rs 35 lakh, $47,000. Case 8. Food supply chain tampering. In Punjab, workers at a food processing facility exploited trust in the supply chain from 2015 to 2019, involving the diversion of premium grains and rice. Workers would systematically underfill packages of premium basmati rice and other grain products, collecting the diverted product for separate sale. They also sometimes substituted lower quality grains in premium packaging. Over 4 years, this operation diverted an estimated 200 tons of premium grains worth approximately Rs 2 crore, $270,000. The operation was discovered when a whistleblower reported the activity. 11 workers were charged, including a quality control supervisor who had been bribed. Here we find our fourth and final grainy connection, the theft of actual grain, completing our pattern of silicon, sand, silicon, microchips, sand in concrete, and grain itself. That is Case 9, utility infrastructure theft. In Maharashtra, former municipal workers orchestrated one of the most brazen infrastructure crimes in recent memory between 2018 and 2020. This group systematically stole parts of the water supply infrastructure across multiple neighborhoods. They targeted copper components, valves, and meters, not just for their material value, but as part of a scheme to create artificial water shortages. After creating water supply problems by removing key components, the same individuals would appear in affected neighborhoods offering private water supply solutions at premium rates. They created the problem, then sold the solution. The scheme had generated an estimated 75 lakh, $100,000, before being shut down when authorities connected the dots. Year's conclusion. As promised, we've seen how a single element, tiny grains, connected 4 of our cases in unexpected ways. From the silicon in illegally mined sand, to the silicon microchips stolen in the delivery scheme, to the sand improperly mixed in sabotaged concrete, to the actual grains stolen in the food supply chain case. These seemingly unrelated crimes reveal a pattern. The pattern tells us something important. Blue-collar crimes often target what we take for granted, the literal foundation materials of our world. The things we walk on, eat, build with, and rely on daily become invisible to us. And that invisibility creates opportunity for those willing to exploit it. Next time you look at an ordinary workplace, a construction site, a delivery truck, a warehouse, remember that there's often more happening beneath the surface than meets the eye. If you found this exploration of blue-collar crime fascinating, hit subscribe for more videos that reveal the hidden stories shaping our world. Until next time, keep it legal.